We know relationships are important. Relationships are important for a thriving life. Whole genres of art are dedicated to relationships, romantic relationships, platonic relationships, even relationships at work, which is what I want to focus on. Relationships at work. Success at work depends on them, and when times get tough, the stronger the relationships in a team, that pressure is likely to pull the team together rather than pull it apart. Yet, I think it's a bit of a mystery why we form strong, trusting relationships with some people and not others. But if there's a way to explain why and how relationships form, then we can replicate it. We can use this knowledge to deliberately build relationships at work with colleagues, customers, clients, and so forth. And leaders can use this knowledge to engineer relationships in their teams. Well worth understanding. The science. The good news is that there is some research that can help us understand why and how relationships form. The research was conducted by psychologist Arthur Aaron. In his experiments, he would gather people into pairs at random and get them to have a conversation. In the control group, he would give them 36 questions to discuss. Fun, interesting, icebreaker type questions. Here are some examples. In the test group, he would also give them 36 questions, but these questions went a lot deeper. Here are some examples. Yeah, be careful about using these questions on a first date. Then he would give them 90 minutes to ask the questions of each other. In the test group, they reported trusting each other more, feeling closer, and predicting that they were much more likely to have a relationship after the experiment was over. The experiment is famous because there were people in the experiment who ended up getting married. I believe that these experiments are a demonstration that any two people can form a relationship if certain protocols or behaviors are followed. The first key is self-disclosure. I share something of myself. Personal. My share reveals something about me as a human, not just revealing status or title or something superficial. Reciprocal. You share something in return. Escalating. We share more and more with each other. It is more and more vulnerable and potentially risky. Sustained. We maintain this over time. Reciprocal. Escalating, sustained personal self-disclosure. By the way, this is not just about conversation, about verbal self-disclosure. Shared experiences, particularly high-pressure ones, being in the trenches together, so to speak, can be a crucible for personal self-disclosure. We learn about how the other person deals with stress, their vulnerabilities, their passions, their dreams. So if you want to form stronger relationships with others or within your team, you're looking for opportunities and deliberate exercises for this self-disclosure to occur. This dynamic is underlying a lot of the work that we do with teams in organizations. Reciprocal, escalating, sustained personal self-disclosure. It's why we ask this question in our Extraordinary Teams Diagnostic. People will ask, does it actually matter if I know them personally? I think this research would suggest that it does. What to do? The first step might be to share this video with your team. After all, the dynamic of self-disclosure needs to be reciprocal, and this video might help. I will admit that this may be easier for certain personality types, those high in openness or extroversion, but anyone can do this. You can even try the 36 questions or similar, but just remember, it needs to escalate, so I wouldn't necessarily start with this one.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
That might be coming on a little too strong.
Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.